90% of walkers waste real, fat-burning potential. Doctors just discovered a hidden pace trap draining your effort. 10 seconds can solve it. No extra miles needed. Skip that fix, and the body burns sugar, not flab. Today, these secrets rewrite everything people thought about walking. Point 7 alone doubled results for one client. Fast. Stay close, because losing weight might get shockingly simple. Here's the truth nobody tells you at the gym. Walking isn't just cardio. It's a fat-burning machine, but only if you know how to switch it on. Most people walk the same route, at the same speed, every single day, and wonder why the scale never moves. That's not bad luck. That's a missing switch. In the next few minutes, you'll get 10 science-backed tweaks that turn an ordinary walk into a real fat loss tool. Some take zero extra time. One takes exactly 20 minutes and works while you sleep. Let's start with the one almost every walker gets wrong on day one. Point number 1. Your walking speed decides everything, and most people are either too slow or too fast. Here's what almost nobody realizes. There's a heart rate window, roughly 60 to 70% of your maximum, where your body pulls most of its fuel straight from stored fat instead of sugar. Fitness researchers call it Zone 2, and it's become one of the most talked about training targets among longevity doctors in the last 2 years. The simple test? You should be able to talk in full sentences while walking, but you shouldn't be able to sing. If you're gasping, you've drifted too fast, and your body switches to burning sugar instead of fat. If you're strolling and chatting with zero effort, you're too slow to trigger real fat use at all. Most casual walkers stay in that too slow zone the entire time. They think they're exercising, but their body barely notices. Meanwhile, power walkers who march at a punishing pace often burn out in 10 minutes and skip tomorrow's walk entirely. The fix is almost embarrassingly simple. Pick up your pace until conversation gets a little harder, but stays possible. That's it. That's the entire adjustment. Do that for 30 to 50 minutes, most days of the week, and you're sitting in the exact zone where fat becomes your main fuel source. And here's the twist most videos never mention. The next point isn't about your walk at all. It's about the 20 minutes right after you eat. Point number 2. The 20 minutes after a meal might matter more than your entire workout. When you eat, your blood sugar rises, and your body releases insulin to deal with it. If you sit on the couch during that spike, a chunk of that sugar gets stored as fat. But if you walk during that window, your muscles soak up the sugar directly for fuel before it ever reaches your fat cells. This is exactly why a walking trend built around short post-meal walks exploded online recently. People started walking just 10 to 15 minutes after breakfast, lunch, and dinner, instead of one long walk once a day. And the blood sugar difference was dramatic. Shorter, more frequent walks smoothed out the spikes that usually turn into stored fat. You don't need special shoes or a gym bag for this. Finish dinner, then walk around the block, pace the living room, or take a call while pacing your driveway. 15 minutes is enough to blunt that sugar spike significantly. Stack this after all 3 meals, and you've added 45 minutes of fat-protective walking without ever blocking out gym time. It hides inside a day you're already living. But here's where it gets strange. The walk you take before breakfast might be even more powerful than the one after dinner. Let's talk about walking on an empty stomach. Point number 3. Walking before you eat anything can unlock fat your body normally protects. When you wake up, 10 to 12 hours have usually passed since your last meal. Your insulin is low, your sugar stores are low, and your body is primed to reach for fat as fuel almost immediately. Recent research comparing fasted walking to walking after a meal found something striking. The fasted group lost noticeably more visceral fat, the stubborn fat that wraps around your organs and drives inflammation. This doesn't mean starving yourself or skipping meals all day. It means this: before your first meal, take a 30 to 40-minute walk at that zone 2 pace we covered in point 1. Water is fine. Coffee is fine. Food is what you're holding off on, just for that one window. Some researchers also link fasted movement to a bigger release of growth hormone, which helps protect muscle while your body burns fat for energy. And that matters more than people realize, because muscle is what keeps your metabolism running fast for the rest of the day. If mornings are impossible for you, don't panic. Any fasted window works, even a walk before dinner if you skipped lunch. The mechanism is the same. Low sugar, low insulin, body reaches for fat first. Now, point 4 flips everything you think you know about fat Easy walking routes. Point number 4. Walking uphill, even slightly, can nearly double your calorie burn without adding a single extra minute. Flat ground is comfortable, but comfortable rarely builds anything. The second you add incline, whether it's a hill outside or a treadmill set to just a 5 or 6% grade, your glutes, hamstrings, and calves have to work far harder to push you forward. That extra muscle demand burns significantly more calories per minute than flat walking at the same speed. This is why trainers keep pushing treadmill routines built around incline instead of speed. You're not sprinting. You're not pounding your joints. You're just tilting the surface, and your body does the rest. Try this. Next time you walk, find any incline near you, a hill, a ramp, a parking garage exit. Walk it for 5 to 10 minutes in the middle of your route. If you're indoors, set the treadmill incline to 4 or 5% and keep your speed exactly the same as flat walking. You'll feel the difference in your legs within 2 minutes. The best part? Incline walking barely raises your risk of injury compared to running because you're still moving at a walking pace. You get runner-level effort without runner-level impact on your knees. Coming up, we're going to add weight to your body, and it might sound uncomfortable, but stick with me, because point 5 is quietly one of the fastest growing fitness trends in the country. Point number 5, strapping a small amount of weight to your back turns a normal walk into a full-body fat burner. It's called rucking, borrowed from military training, and it's simply walking while wearing a weighted backpack or vest. Adding even 10 to 20 pounds forces your core, back, and legs to stabilize your whole body with every step. That extra stabilization work burns noticeably more calories than walking empty-handed, at the exact same pace and distance. You don't need fancy gear to start. A sturdy backpack with a few water bottles or books works fine for your first few sessions. Start light, maybe 10 pounds, and walk your normal route. You'll likely notice your heart rate climbs faster than usual, which means you're spending less time to reach that fat-burning zone 2 window from point 1. Rucking also strengthens your posture muscles, something flat walking barely touches. Over weeks, that translates to a straighter spine and stronger shoulders, alongside the fat loss. One warning worth repeating: don't jump straight to heavy loads. Overloading your back too soon can strain your lower spine. Add weight gradually, 5 pounds every week or 2, and let your body adapt. Now here's a detail almost every walking video skips completely, and it has nothing to do with weight, incline, or timing. It's about how fast your feet actually move. Point number 6. Your steps per minute might matter more than the total number of steps you take all day. Most people chase 10,000 steps without ever checking how fast those steps happen. But cadence, meaning steps per minute, is what actually pushes your body into a higher calorie burn. Walking 100 steps a minute feels like a stroll. Push that to 130 or more, and your body starts working noticeably harder, even over the exact same distance. Here's a simple trick. Open any phone metronome app, or just play a song with a steady beat around 130 to 140 beats per minute, and match your steps to it. Your natural pace will climb without you consciously trying to walk faster. This matters because 10,000 slow steps and 7,000 fast steps can burn a similar number of calories, but the faster steps also nudge your heart rate into that fat-friendly zone 2 range far more reliably. Try tracking cadence for just one walk this week. Count your steps for 15 seconds, multiply by 4, and see where you land. If you're under 100, you have massive room to speed up without ever jogging. Next, we're heading somewhere colder, literally, because your thermostat might be quietly working against your fat loss goals. Point number 7. Walking in cooler temperatures forces your body to burn extra fuel just to stay warm. And this is the one that doubled results for a client I mentioned earlier. When your skin senses cold, your body activates something called thermogenesis, essentially burning extra calories just to maintain your core temperature. A walk at 50 degrees can quietly demand more energy from your body than the exact same walk at 80 degrees, even at identical speed and distance. This doesn't mean walking in dangerous conditions. It means not avoiding a slightly chilly morning or a cool evening the way most people do. Layer up, head out, and let your body do a little extra work just to keep you comfortable. Some research also points to cold exposure activating brown fat, a special type of fat tissue that actually burns calories to produce heat, unlike regular fat, which just stores energy. Regular cool weather walking may help train more of this metabolically active tissue over time. If you live somewhere warm year-round, don't worry. Early morning walks before sunrise, or walks right after sunset, naturally run several degrees cooler than midday heat, giving you a similar small edge. Point 8 is about something so basic almost nobody thinks to fix it, and it's happening in your arms right now. Point number 8. How you move your arms and core while walking changes how many muscles actually get involved. Most walkers let their arms hang or barely swing, and their core stays completely relaxed. That means only your legs are doing meaningful work. Bend your elbows to roughly 90 degrees and pump them naturally with each stride, and you immediately recruit your shoulders, back, and upper arms into the movement. Add a light brace through your stomach, like you're gently bracing for a small punch, and your core joins in too. None of this changes your speed or your route. It just switches on muscle groups that were sitting idle the entire walk. Some walkers also add short bursts of walking backward, 10 or 20 steps at a time on flat, safe ground. It sounds unusual, but it activates your quads and shins differently than forward walking, giving smaller leg muscles a workout they rarely get. None of these tweaks require extra time. They simply turn a leg-only walk into something closer to a full-body session, using muscles that have been coasting the entire time. Point 9 ties directly into this, because it's not really about your workout walk at all. It's about everything else you do all day. Point number 9. The walking you don't plan might outweigh the walking you do plan. Researchers have a term for this: non-exercise activity, all the small movement throughout your day that isn't a structured workout. Pacing while on the phone, taking stairs instead of the elevator, parking farther from the entrance, walking to a coworker's desk instead of messaging them. None of it feels like exercise, but added together across a full day, it can burn more calories than your single planned walk. This is also why two people can walk the exact same 30-minute route and end their day with very different results. One person sits the other 23 hours. The other stays in motion, adding hundreds of small steps between tasks. The fix isn't complicated. Stand during phone calls. Walk to deliver a message instead of texting it. Take the long way to the bathroom at work. None of it needs a plan or a schedule. It just needs to become a habit you notice throughout the day. And now for the final point, the one that combines almost everything we've covered into a single 15-minute routine that's been outperforming much longer walks in recent studies. Point number 10, alternating your speed. Instead of walking at one constant pace, may be the single most effective change on this entire list. Japanese researchers developed a method now studied worldwide, called interval walking training. The pattern is simple: 3 minutes at a brisk, harder pace, followed by 3 minutes at an easy, recovery pace, repeated for the length of your walk. Studies comparing this method against a steady, moderate walk found the interval group saw greater improvements in fitness and fat loss, even though total walking time stayed the same. Why does it work so well? The brisk intervals push your heart rate above that steady zone 2 range temporarily, forcing your body to keep burning extra calories even after you slow back down. That afterburn effect adds up across the full session. Try it this week. 3 minutes brisk, 3 minutes easy, repeated 5 or 6 times. No treadmill required, no equipment, just a watch or your phone timer. Combine this with even 2 or 3 of the earlier points, the after-meal window, the incline, the cadence, and you've built a walking routine doing more work than most gym sessions without ever stepping inside a gym. So there they are, 10 small shifts hiding inside the walk you already take every day. You don't need all 10 today. Pick 2, your pace and your timing, and build from there next week. If this changed how you see your daily walk, hit subscribe, because next week we're breaking down the exact grocery list that quietly sabotages every walking routine. See you in the next one.